Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, it's that time again. I'm taking my Sunday walk and it's beautiful today. 60 degrees and sunny, so much better than last week. In this video, I want to talk about a couple things. First, I want to talk about altcoins. You guys know that mostly I talk about Bitcoin these days, but I think a lot of you guys are recognizing that alts are starting to climb up, getting stronger, and you may be wondering if this is time to load up, if this is the time to convert some of those Bitcoins that you have into alts. So I'm going to talk about that and also talk about some of my future travel arrangements that I'm planning for right now that's coming up. So I'll share a little bit about that. I'll also give you a house update in case you guys care. All right, so first things first, let's talk about the market right now. As I'm recording this, Bitcoin is above 35,000. It's like 35.1, 35.2, so in a very good spot. Right now we are going sideways. We're trying to, we're turning that. We're right at a resistance slash support, right? So this 35.2, we bounced off of there a couple times, unable to break upwards yet. And also in reverse, we have broken down a little bit, but the bears have been unable to push Bitcoin down either. So we're kind of like straddling that line right now, which is really good. All things considering, a few weeks ago we were still, way lower, and we're gaining momentum. So this is good. But a lot of you guys have been asking me about alts during my Q&A sessions. 90% of the questions are about altcoins because we have seen Solana rise up very, very quickly. Today, I noticed that XRP and Cardano both are up huge. And a lot of other L1s, even the ones that aren't very popular, are starting to come up. For example, Avalanche and Polygon, they have been coming up. Today I saw Cosmos is also coming up, Hedera, VeChain, Phantom, they're all starting to come up. Not only that, we're seeing a resurgence with DeFi. Uniswap, PancakeSwap, they went up huge. Liquidity providers like ThorChain and also Aave, Compound, they're all coming up, right? So it does seem like there's a lot more money flowing into alts right now. Bitcoin dominance have dropped slightly. So I know a lot of you guys want to know, is this time to load up? Well, I've shared this before and I'll share this perspective again. True altcoin season doesn't happen until Bitcoin tops out. So in this coming cycle, when does Bitcoin top out? Probably 2025, okay? Latter half of 2025, sometime in October, November, December, right? And usually when Bitcoin tops out, that's when true altcoin season happens. And that's when alts will do like a 10x within a single month. Okay, it sounds crazy, but it happens every single cycle. Not only do the big alts do 10x, but a lot of the micro alts, the micro caps and small caps, they do 20, 30, 50x. Those are times when, yeah, a lot of people degen and gamble. And some work out because, they bet on something that goes up like 50x within a month. That's pretty good returns. And some throughout altcoin season even do more than that, 100x, 1000x, and become the next, big cap of the next cycle. So that's true altcoin season. That's one of the reasons why when I advise people in terms of their portfolio allocation to do 50, 25, 25. 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, 25% in mid, small, micro caps. Because during those times, that 25% will really carry your portfolio, will make your portfolio go up in a major way, in a life-changing way. But before that, before true altcoin season, we still see periods where we see alts gain strength, right? Again, not when Bitcoin's topped out, but when Bitcoin is consolidating. That's what we're seeing right now. I talked about that line, that like 35,100 line that Bitcoin is straddling. So while Bitcoin is doing that and consolidating, the money and strength is going into alts. It's really that simple. It happens every single time. And we had a little bit of resurgence a month ago when Bitcoin was down around 26,000 and it stood there forever. We saw some alts come up as well, right? Not as much as now. We're seeing a lot more now because there's just more money. There's more FOMO now, right? But throughout this cycle, we will see the same thing. We'll see Bitcoin go up to a new level, hover there and consolidate there for a while, and then we'll see that money go into the alts and pump and drive alts upwards. So I think we're going to see many, many, many periods of that. So does that mean this is a good time to be loading up? Well, I'll say this, it's not a bad time to be loading up. I know a lot of you guys may be very, very heavy in Bitcoin, over 50%, maybe 60, 70, 80, or 100%. That's perfectly fine. If you're a Bitcoin maxi, you just want the security and strength of Bitcoin, nothing wrong with that, okay? But those of you guys that are looking to gain a little more with your portfolio, build a little bit more wealth, a little bit more gains, let's say, okay? Then you definitely want to throw some alts in there. You want to throw some of these that can outperform Bitcoin in this coming cycle, right? And help your portfolio grow. And overall, if you're not just measuring by money, if you're just measuring by even Bitcoin value, the alts will help you do that, right? Your overall portfolio, if the alts outperform Bitcoin, if you're measuring your portfolio in terms of Bitcoin, you're actually gaining, and that's what you want, right? You actually don't want the opposite. You don't want to see the Bitcoin value of your portfolio go downwards because you're holding a lot of alts that are underperforming versus Bitcoin. That's the worst case scenario. So, is this a good time to stock up on alts? Like I said, it's not a bad time. If you're very, very overweight in Bitcoin, you may want to think about it. You may want to diversify a little bit, right? Get closer to that 50, 25, 25 that I just got done talking about. It's not the perfect solution, but it's a good starting point. And I know most of you guys that are watching this, you may have been in the space for a while, for years, and you have heard me talk about it and you're already balanced out, and then it's okay. But a lot of you guys that don't have a balanced portfolio, or you came in at the very top and you've been holding and you haven't been doing any DCA or diversification, this could be a good time to do so, right? So what are some of these alts that you should be looking at? Well, for me, I like the L1s. I like the L1s, L0, L1s, and L2s. Basically, they're the chains. They're operating systems. So best way to think about it is like iOS or Mac OS or Windows or Linux. Whatever operating system that you may be used to in crypto, that's what the L0s, L1, and L2s are. They're the base layer. They provide the security, the governance, and also the programming language and the virtual machines for all the dApps on top to use, right? So the dApps utilize what the chain provides. So examples of L1s, of course, Ethereum being the biggest, and then you have like Binance Smart Chain, you have XRP Ledger, you have Polygon, they have several chains. You also have like Arbitrum and did I mention Avalanche? And of course Solana and Cardano, right? And you got many, many, many others, many others. The reason why I like these base layers, these base chains, is because, again, they're setting a foundation, right? They're setting a foundation for future dApps. And right now, we don't see a lot of crazy, useful dApps that have drawn in millions of users yet. Not yet. In the future, when it does happen, those dApps can be worth more than the underlying base layer. But right now, that's not the case. Right now, we do have some games, we do have DeFi products, and they're okay being used by thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people, but not hundreds of thousands or millions of people just yet, right? So I like the base layers, and I like to see who wins out eventually. Right now, Ethereum is leading the way, but there are so many out there that are competing with Ethereum. So in terms of the L0s, L1s, L2s I already mentioned a few off the top of my head, but a few others like Injective, which is out of Cosmos. Cosmos is L0, Injective is L1. They both have been doing well, more so with Injective than Cosmos. People ask me about Mina as well. They ask me about Oasis. And there's like Fetch AI, which is an AI space. There's so many L1s out there, and a lot of them promise the world, right? And they look promising because they have good technology, good leadership, and they may be promising the world, but it's too early to know if they will actually deliver on their promises. But that's why I cover them pretty much every single day, right? I talk mostly about Bitcoin, but I still do talk a lot about alts, and I think going forward, I'm gonna make sure my videos do have more altcoin coverage, and I may even do some dedicated videos with alts as the main topic. I have started doing that with my clips channel. Some of you guys do watch my clips channel, CryptosRus clips. Some of them have done, some of those clips have done really well. So I think I may start talking about focusing more on some of these alts. Of course, not forgetting about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's a big daddy and we can't forget about Bitcoin. But because of the resurgence on alt, and I do think this isn't a bad time to be loading up, so that's what I'm gonna do. But in case you guys are doing your own research right now, want to know which ones, make sure you follow my videos, make sure you tune in every single day so you won't miss the action. All right, so that's number one. Want to talk about altcoins, the resurgence of altcoins and altcoin season. So second thing is just give you as an update on my travels, right? The next big thing I am planning on is the IFC party. That's coming up the 14th and 15th of December. A lot of you guys have started buying tickets and some VIP tickets sales too. So I appreciate that. Hopefully I'll meet a lot of you guys there. The IFC fighters, myself will be there, Karate Combat will be there, and other people will be there as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that event. I'm going to do a lot of videos, a lot of content, which I have not started on CryptosRus Plus yet, but that is coming. A lot of the fighters have agreed and signed their contracts, so you will start seeing a lot more content, not only on their pages, their X pages, their their TikTok or YouTube pages, but a lot more of that content is coming on Series Plus, so look forward to that as well. And I may be stopping by the Karate Combat training facility in December as well, because a lot of fighters will be in Miami for Art Basel, so I might be stopping by there, checking out the facility, interviewing the fighters as well. So I think that'll be pretty fun and pretty interesting. So that is something that's coming up. But in 2024, which is closing in, and I think 2024 is going to be a way better year than 2023. 2024, I plan on going to a lot more conferences. And I mentioned this, there's going to be like 5 or 6 different conferences I go to, right? And not only am I attending, but I'm going to be throwing parties at them. I call them parties, but more like network events. So hopefully you guys will be able to attend and not only talk to me, but also others in the space. So I think that is also coming up, something that I am planning for. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.